Just didn't jive the kids. Just told them straight ahead what it was like. It was a clown, man. You hid behind the makeup and said things you couldn't say. You got away with outrageous stuff just because you had that foolish thing on your face. I did hang in there and fight a little bit harder than the rest of the cats. But I was very lucky to find that little beard and that goatee. A lot of guys don't find that, you know, and they have to fight from inside that little 3-button suit. And that's a hard row to hoe, you know, because you get yourself right out of the business fast. And they know it. And so you have to play the game, man. You have to play the game. Unless you get lucky and get that little beard to hide behind and they say, well, he don't mean that. He's just saying that. He's just, you know, it's showbiz. He knows what he's doing. No, I meant it. I meant it.
It's been over 10 years now since Ernie was Goularty in Cleveland, but Chuck Shadowski was right. Ernie really hasn't changed. He still enjoys collecting unique memorabilia.
The Miracle Pie Company. If it's a good pie, it's a miracle.
He enjoys hearing delicately phrased compliments from his wife.
That's right,
Man is a pig, and he's always been a pig. And he'll be a pig till he dies. Isn't that right, dear?
Here, honey, take your medicine.
And Ernie still holds one habit from TV8 he just can't get rid of. He still enjoys talking to himself.
What I want to know, Ern, is
Okay.
do you miss Cleveland at all?
Do I miss Cleveland? You want to know how much I miss Cleveland? I miss that Sterling Linder Christmas tree.
No kidding.
Yeah, oh, would I lie to you? And the Roxy. I miss the old shows at the Roxy. Don't tell the wife, you know what I mean?
Well, that's just terrific.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of all your memories,
Yeah.
TV8, what do you
Yeah.
remember as being your most rewarding experience?
Next to the divorce. Probably making Chuck Shadowski a star. You know what I mean? Ugly. He's as ugly as Tim Conway. But he's a star.
Back in the 60s, there was another fella at TV8 that you worked with, a director. What was that kid's name?
I just told you.
Short, fat guy, bald.
I just
Ugly
told you.
mothers, I remember.
Tim Conway. Watch my lips.
Conway?
Conway!
Yeah.
Tim Conway!
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, Tim
Now,
and
of
I
all the
used-
comedy sketches that you and Tim did together in Cleveland, which would you say was your all-time favorite?
My all-time favorite. My all-time favorite. Tim Conway. You remember Tim? Tim would probably know. I know where he is right now, as a matter of fact. I'll go ask him.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
I'll just wait right here. Tom? Yeah. Or Tim, I'm sorry. Could you open the door? I want to talk to you. Well, listen. It's okay.
Push on that. Push on that.
Push. Pushing on it. I have a. It's okay. I have a question. There are some beep beeps. Delete.
Put the window down.
Yeah, well, wait. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Right.
Yeah. There are some.
Put the window down.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Can I help you? Well, maybe.
Can you hear me?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There are some guys at the house from Cleveland.
Don't talk in my mouth.
There are some guys at the house from Cleveland. Cleveland.
I'm gonna listen now. Wait.
There are some guys at the house from Cleveland.
I'm gonna talk. Okay. What do they want?
Which was the funniest of the bits we did back in Cleveland? Remember when you were in show business?
Did you try that handle real good?
Yup. It is locked.
I think the funniest bit
Yes.
we did in Cleveland.
Yes.
When I was that race car driver and did 150 miles an hour. Do you remember?
Oh, are you hurt?
Get it down.
I got it. Can you
Get it down.
get your lip out of there, baby.
Good. Try that handle.
I did try it.
Try it again. Oh, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I'm gonna go home now.
Oh, you going to work now?
Yeah, I'm going to work now.
How many more lawns you got to do today?
My finger. There.
There you go. Thanks, Tom.
Right.
See you later.
Right.
You doing my house today or tomorrow? Are you going to do my house today or tomorrow?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I just talked to Tim. Tim says it's the one where he's the race car driver.
Funny, I don't remember you being in that, Ern.
Hey, well, listen, I gotta hop on back and I gotta get the Cessna and go on back to Cleveland. Yeah, oh, and listen, be sure and tell Warren Guthrie that he's the best man in the business. Best anchor man in town.
Oh, he's not on anymore?
Well, it's Joel Daly. Like a dare?
Ernie never did have a very good memory. We'll be back in a moment and bring us up to date and into the 70s. We'll also see if Jim Doney's memory is good as he tries to recreate Adventure Road.
No easy job. There are facts to untangle, kinks to be pounded out. It takes talent, quick wits, and plenty of know-how, plus a lot of good old-fashioned hard work. But in the long run, it's worth it, because a job well done does have its rewards. Emmy Award-winning News Center 8.
We've been waiting for you. This is the famous Terminal Tower in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, through the facilities of WJW-TV, Channel 8, Cleveland, it's time to play Truth or Consequences.
It seems peculiar to be remembering the 70s when they're not quite finished yet. 1970 really doesn't seem that long ago. Until, that is, you remember that it was way back then that Bob Barker first brought Beulah the Buzzer to Masonic Auditorium. Or until you remember just which politicians were popular with Cleveland voters.
I guess this is your first, it's beautiful, isn't it? This is your first public appearance since your trip to Israel, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, they obviously are glad to have you back from the trip.
Well, sometimes I didn't know whether I was going to get back.
Well, we've enjoyed our stay here in Cleveland, but why don't you tell the rest of the country some of the things that, as mayor, you're most proud of in your city?
Oh, I think that, you know, we have the best symphonic orchestra in the world.
I've certainly heard about it.
While Mayor Stokes was singing Cleveland's praises throughout television land, back at TV8 a few old traditions were being handed down and a few new ones were being created. In programming, Ernie Anderson left Chuck Shadowski his $4 million toy to play with. He gave his permission for Houlihan and Little John to use it as well. That toy, by the way, changed its name from WJW to WJKW in the 70s. And as far as that $4 million price tag is concerned, well, Chuck Shadowski doesn't like to think about inflation. In news, Neil Zerker started a new tradition of traveling the state in search of interesting people and fascinating places. Not to be outdone by his network counterparts back in the early 70s, Neil even had a Greyhound bus at his disposal.
Charles Correll, eat your heart out.
And while Neil was building his image on the back roads, all of us anchormen were taking on a new image as well, one that Joel Daly would be proud of.
Just like hearing it from a friend.
When all of us at TV8 think back on the 70s, however, we fondly remember one long-time tradition that came to an end. It involved Jim Doney, that versatile performer from the 50s. In the 60s and 70s, he became known for a travelogue show that aired 5 days a week, 52 weeks per year. The program was called Adventure Road, and in its 12 years on the air here in Cleveland, it literally took viewers around the world. So in 1975, when Jim decided to leave Cleveland, he had a real good idea on where he would like to go. He chose Hawaii. Today, Jim Doney is Public Affairs Director of KGMB Television in Honolulu. He does some air work on weekly talk shows and station specials, but for the most part, his travelogues are a thing of the past. In fact, until we came along, Jim hadn't even seen an Adventure Road show in quite some time. We borrowed the use of a videotape machine.